Next would be a whip finish. Now, more often than not, when we start basic fly tying classes, this is a tool that we will introduce to folks. There's a couple different tools out there, which we'll talk about knot tools, knot tying tools in a second. But having a whip finish to me is an important tool. It's going to give you a little bit more secure knot and hold things in place a little bit more. If you're new to this is something maybe set up just a bare hook in a vise. Practice tying before you actually get committed with a fly, and then try learning how to tie or operate this tool. It can be a little bit of a challenge early on, but once you get the hang of it, it works really well. There's a lot of different styles and techniques when it comes to a whip finish, but this is, again, the one that I run, and I really enjoy using this one. This is a bodkin. So not to get confused with a bobbin, but a bodkin. So this is nothing more than a needle. This works great if you're trying to pick out dubbing, any other type of material that may have gotten trapped under your thread or other material. You can use this to put glue, lacquer, if you will, epoxy, resin. That works really well. On the other side of this tool, it's kind of a multi-purpose tool. So one side is the needle, but on the other end is known as a half hitch. So this little opening, okay, is designed to put a basic knot in to at least secure and hold your thread in place. Pay attention to this because, again, we talked about earlier on what type of flies are you tying. If you're tying small flies versus streamer flies, this may be beneficial. If you're tying big flies with a big eye on the hook, there are different bodkins, out there with bigger openings. A little bit larger. You can see the difference there. Another little trick is super simple and super cheap. An old pen or a straw. Either one of those that are going to fit over that larger eye in the hook. And this also, if you're working with deer hair, you can use this to kind of pack the material and get it a little bit tighter. So again, super cheap, but you can go out. I'm sure everybody that's watching has a pen laying around somewhere, and that will make life a little bit easier when you're tying some of those basic knots, or again, trying to pack deer hair so everything's relatively tight. The other tools, I don't really feel like you need them right away, but I'll throw them in there. I run a couple different hair stackers. So what these are, if you look at, we'll keep it simple, an elk wing caddis, or any type of fly that has some sort of deer hair for a wing. A lot of times that you're trying to get that wing relatively even or flush, all the little tips at the end of the at the wing. So when we stack hair based on the size of the fly, okay, small flies, small wing case, probably going to use something like this. If I'm tying a bass bug or something that requires a lot of deer hair, probably going to use something like this because I'm dealing with a bigger clump of material. So having a couple different sizes will certainly help you as you progress. Next would be some sort of glue or lacquer. Now, this is head cement. Same thing. All I did was at a craft store, found these little tubes, and I really liked it because they have more of a needle nose point. So when I'm working with smaller flies, I can get into some areas, and it allows me the opportunity to kind of get right in, apply that glue, if you will, or that lacquer, and we're good to go. More often than not, you're going to find something like this. Now the cap, or the top of this, is usually an add-on. You got to buy separately, but this has a needle built into it. I prefer this. I spent a little extra money. Everything's attached and it's in one piece versus using that bodkin. Sometimes you're fishing around looking for your stuff. So this here, the name of the game is get the glue on the hook and get the cover on this as quick as you can. What will happen, number one, from experience, if you drop this on your desk, it's going to smell and create a big mess. Number two, the more this is exposed to air, the faster it will dry out. Now, one thing that I picked up in a class was one of the instructors took Vaseline and ran it around the top of the container. And what happened is, if you don't do that, you use it one night, you're trying to clean off the needle. The next day you go in here and you can't get the thing open. So that Vaseline kind of slowed down the drying process and makes it a lot more user-friendly and easy to open and close. And you don't have to obviously toss out a half-used bottle of lacquer just because you can't get the cover off. I should have talked about this when it came to vices, my apologies, but this little tool here, when I started out, and to this day, I still every now and then will question the size of something. This is a hook and hackle gauge. So this typically, cheap money, $5 maybe, will fit on the post of your vise. I know some of my friends actually have Velcro on the back of it and they just put it on their desk or the base of their vise. But this is a quick reference. So it gives you an idea of what size hook you're dealing with if you don't know. And then also down here, when you wrap the hackle around this little post, wherever the tips of that hackle land, it gives you a rough estimate of, does that hackle match up with that size hook? So again, a quick reference, but this little hook and hackle gauge is a lifesaver when you're starting out. Something else that's super simple, just a little jar with a sponge in it. If you stop and think about the amount of dyes, preservatives, chemicals, whatever it may be that are in some of these materials, and I catch myself still doing it to this day, every now and then we're constantly trying to get our fingers tacky, right? We're trying to tame some of that material. What you really want to refrain from is putting that stuff in your mouth or constantly putting your fingers in your mouth, because you're just transferring stuff from your desk into your body. So I personally have just a basic sponge. You can see I keep it pretty wet, but that's gonna hopefully save you in the long run from getting exposed to whatever's out there. The last thing that I'll talk about is some sort of tool caddy. Now, this again was mine when I started out. This is now my daughter's. But these are these again are super cheap, $20-25. But it holds all of your tools and lacquer, glue, whatever it may be. And if you're doing a lot of commuting, classes, even if you're just trying to organize your desk, for cheap money, these things work really well. So highly recommend, if you're in the market for a tool caddy, you can certainly do something like this. There's tons and tons of different setups out there, which is, again, awesome to see folks with their creativity, if you will. Some folks I know that have gone out and it's super simple. Take a piece of wood, drill some holes at the drill press, there's your tool caddy. So really whatever works for you, but some sort of organizational setup to keep all your stuff in one place is really beneficial. So hopefully some of the stuff that we went over, it was kind of quick and pretty straightforward. But I really hope that that helped some of the beginners out there. And I'm always looking for feedback too. So if there's anything that you would like to see different, if you have questions on anything, by all means, reach out, and I'm happy to help however I can. If I know the answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I'll try to set you up with the people that do. And for those of you folks that are in New Hampshire or even down towards the southern part of the state, a huge shout out to Stone River Outfitters. I work with those folks quite a bit. Nate and Dan are squared away guys that are very knowledgeable, very easygoing, and they will certainly spend as much time or as little time based on what you're trying to accomplish. But if you have the time, I would highly recommend taking a ride down. In my opinion, they are the fly shop for New Hampshire. Super knowledgeable, like I said, and they're not pushy guys. They want to make sure that you're set up right. They too are thinking of you on a budget, and they'll get you started with what you need. And I think you'd be very happy checking them out. So again, if you have any questions, you need anything, by all means, reach out, and we'll help you however we can. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night.